Okay, so a historic fight week, and we're speaking to as many of the top female boxers in the country as we can. And we're very lucky to have the Omen with us this evening, Raymond Chapman. Nice to see you, mate.
Nice to see you too. It's been a little while, hasn't it, Jonathan? It's good to catch up.
It has been a little while. You've been a very, very busy girl in camp and fighting, and of course, you won your last fight, I think, over in Telford not so long ago.
Yeah, no, so got a good 10 rounder under my belt in Telford, my first defense of my title as well. So
Yeah,
so yeah, it was good and great atmosphere, great vibe. Not boxed in Telford before, and actually it was a good little venue.
yeah.
Um and yeah, just just yeah, thrived with it and had a lot of fun while I did it.
You knocked her down in the 10th. Did you think that was it? You got her?
I wasn't sure because she still looked all right, but I know the pressure was definitely getting to her.
Yeah,
Um, and I think if I'd sort of stepped up earlier on, how I did in the last couple of rounds, I probably would have got her out of there.
yeah,
There was a few things that my coach was asking me to do throughout the fight where you kind of don't feel like you can do it sometimes in there, even though you've been doing it in the gym. And then I eventually started getting it off and doing the move because it was quite energy draining what he was asking me to do. And then as soon as I sort of started it, it was working and it
got
got me in
success.
closer to land the shots. And I think if I had just sort of been able to maybe believe in my fitness a little bit earlier on, so I think not necessarily the occasion, but I definitely felt tired. But when I look back at it, I was doing a lot of work, so it's not surprising I felt
Yeah.
tired. But I think yeah, it's one of those things. Just that trust in I know I'm fit enough, even if I feel like my legs are heavy and I can feel in my lungs that I'm tired or more than normal. But it's still a big occasion. It's the first offence, the first 10 rounder,
Yeah.
and it's the things that you've got to learn with it. So
Yeah, so good learning fight at the level you're operating at, because of course you're an international, intercontinental, is it, or international,
international, yeah,
national champion, and you've had six fights, two knockouts. You know the level that you're sort of getting yourself to now at this, even this early stage in your career. A 10 rounder at that level is, it's a new experience, and I'm sure you're glad of those rounds that you had.
yeah, definitely. And not only that, but with my style of fighting, it's very, it's very fitness. Like you're
Yeah,
gonna
you're
have to
not
be
quiet,
fit
are you?
if you no, if it is for the way I box, I know I've got to be fit and
Yeah.
keeping that kind of pace over 10 rounds is it's hard work. So just that thing, and that I've done it now at a pace, so I know I can. I know I'm fit enough, next time, like even my S&C coach, like, all right, you didn't feel like you're fit enough, I'll beast you even more next time. Then just to show you like you're fit.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's good to see you back out in the ring, and your fights are always entertaining. I think the one before that was in Dubai, where you just
Yeah,
absolutely battered your opponent. I don't know how the referee
yeah,
stopped that fight.
yeah. Do you know what we all said? If that had happened like anywhere else in the world, they would have stopped it purely because when you're in a fight and someone's just shelling up and not throwing
Yeah,
anything back for 20, 30 seconds, nowhere's going to let that continue. And that's to get the actual knockout made it really difficult because the girl just didn't want to throw anything. So
no.
to find, those openings when someone's just out of a shell guard is really hard. And part of me was a little bit like, I
Do I
feel a
stop here?
bit,
Yeah,
yeah, like, do I feel a bit bad because I'm just throwing shots and she's not doing anything? But
yeah.
I'm there to do my job at the end of the day. And I think there was a little bit of tenderness at one point, thinking, come on, ref, like she's literally not
Yeah.
throwing anything at me. Like it was just one of those. But
Well, I
great
counted
fun
it.
as well.
I think it was the second round, wasn't it, when you got it
Yeah,
to the corner,
something like
and
that.
it was 33 seconds.
Yeah.
not one punch thrown back.
Yeah, 'cause I remember she just shelled
She
him like
shelled in,
that,
didn't she?
and
Yeah.
yeah, and didn't do anything. And like I say, had that happened anywhere else in the world, there's no way that would have been carried on. But
No.
it did allow me after that to work on things and try new things out as well. And she was an experienced opponent that I was up against, although just not against maybe as experienced people that I've faced.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was just good, and obviously she was tough and had good heart. So yeah, we learned a lot in the sense of being able to work on stuff that we'd been working on in the gym and just getting that opportunity
Sure.
to do that as well.
Well, listen, lots of experience coming your way, and people that are going to need even more experience. Obviously, over in Dublin this week, it's a historic week for women's boxing again. It seems to be quite a few historic weeks so far in the last sort of 18,
Yeah,
24 months. Katie Taylor taking on Chantel Cameron. And I've said it all week. The girls are showing up the guys. The best are just saying, let's fight each other. Let's have it. Let's see
yeah,
really who is the best. I mean, what an amazing occasion and what a fight ahead of us. What do you think about that fight?
yeah. It's going to be, a really good fight. Like you say, you've got two of the best fighting each other in the women's, which
Yeah,
you don't see an awful lot in boxing these days, unfortunately. But I think, with the women's, there's just not quite got that like levels
yeah,
there. There isn't the numbers as say like the men's is, where we want to have serious fights. We don't want to be fighting people that we know we're just going to be able to beat, or you want to be in tough contests. That's the whole point. You want to be against the
of course.
best to be the best. And so I think for the women, we just have to do it. Uh, and that's how it kind of should be. And the politics don't seem to get in the way as much with the women. Um,
Do you think?
so yeah,
Do you think as women boxing grows and gets more popular, and then more boxers enter into that arena, do you think that will dilute and those kind of fights will stop happening as much?
possibly it probably will dilute. I wouldn't say that it would stop happening. Just because I think the way it's been is just
Yeah.
how I think it will carry on, with the fact that we want to fight everyone with the belt. So if they've got the belt, then
Hey.
we'll go for that. um, none of this. Oh, I can't fight that person because of this, because of that. It's like, well, they've got the belt, so I want to be undisputed, so I'm going to fight them for it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And I don't think they worry as much about the outcome as maybe the men's do. But
There's
again, that's
still
all
big fight.
politics.
There's still big fights there for the loser. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
it's an amazing occasion, and whoever
Yeah,
doesn't win will still probably go on and fight for another world title very shortly, or even maybe rematch again.
yeah, rematch, exactly, things
Yeah.
like that. And I think it was some of the men you see it. Um, it's just few and far between when it actually happens.
You've got a friend.
Should we talk about boxing, Lex?
Introduce us.
She's
Who's your friend?
This is Lexi. She's going to be a future world champion.
She's very interested in this interview. Bless her.
Yeah, yeah. We've got a nice view behind us, so
Oh, have
she's
you?
trying to look out there. Yeah.
There's me thinking she was looking at me, my friendly face.
Yeah, no, it was your pretty face. That's what brought her in,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
don't push it. I mean, it's an amazing occasion. Obviously, we've been over there this week. We're going back again tomorrow for the night. The whole place, the whole of Dublin, is just absolutely bouncing everywhere,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
always
I can imagine. I can imagine it's just, mad. Katie's such a massive icon over there,
yeah.
huge role model to young boxers, male and female. Um, and yeah, she's like their national treasure, isn't she? So
She
yeah,
literally
it's
can't
crazy. I
move
bet
them around.
I bet she's just loving every moment of it, and it's yeah, it probably really, you know, means a massive amount to her to have like her whole country behind her.
It's funny actually because Um, I've seen quite a lot of Katie's fights firsthand. Was in Madison Square Gardens to see the fight against your friend Matt Serrano. Um, I was at Wembley to see her last fight. This fight, she seems to be so much more in the zone than normal. Now, I know the occasion's big, and actually, we seem to
Yeah,
forget she's still a very young lady. You know, she's a young woman.
yeah,
She's not 45. She's still very young. So,
yeah,
an occasion like this, you know, can get to people. But both fighters this week really are taking it so seriously. There really is an
yeah,
aura around them that this is going to be probably one of the best female fights we've ever seen.
yeah, yeah. And same Chantel, she's been wanting this fight for a long
He
time.
has.
Didn't think it was going to happen, and now it's happening. She's going to grab that opportunity with both hands. As much as she respects Katie, she isn't going to go in there and show her respect in the ring because she
No.
wants to win the fight. And for Katie, it's probably a lot of pressure, but I think she's used to having a lot of pressure on her, and she will thrive under that pressure, knowing that she's got such a monumental, like you say, another history making fight in her like hometown, her country, and
Yeah. You
that for
got
her must,
you'd be
yeah,
not human if it didn't get to you a little bit, would it?
yeah, exactly. But I think for athletes, especially, things like that can just drive you even more. It can
Yeah.
bring out another level in someone.
Well, listen, that's not the only female fight on the card. A couple of other fights there. We've got Terry Harper defending her. I think it's a WBO. Is it WBO or WBA? I
Yeah, I
think
think
it's, yeah,
so.
it's one of those. But she's defending a world title against Cecilia Brackhouse, and that's a hard fight. You know, Cecilia's had what nearly 40 fights, very experienced. Terry feels like she's just matured in the last sort of 12 months, and she's now at that stage where we're probably going to see a really controlled performance from Terry. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Cecilia's got a lot of experience. She's been there, she's done it all. She was kind of one of those who brought the sport through.
Absolutely.
Um, and Terry, she's become a different kind of animal at this weight, I think, and
Yeah.
I think
She's
she can
happy.
dominate it. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And this is the kind of fight that she needs to take to show that she's up there with the best. Cecilia has been, a great world champion previously, and she still wants to be a world champion. She's still got the hunger there, the fire there. So it'd
Yeah.
be a really good test for Terry against someone who's well experienced and well skilled. So I think, yeah, it's going to be a great fight, and I think Terry will just show her class in it. To be honest,
Yeah, it's a great fight. We're looking forward to it. I spoke to Eddie about that fight yesterday, and it didn't disturb me, but it sort of worried me a little bit because Terry looks like she's found her perfect weight. But Eddie was talking about maybe taking her back down again for other opportunities, and I'm sitting there thinking, why? Why would you do that?
yeah,
Because she's so happy where she is.
yeah. I suppose I don't know how Terry feels about it, but I guess it's where the opportunities are. She has found a good weight, but if there's bigger fights at the weight below, Terry's fought at super featherweight. I'm sure going a weight below wouldn't be too much of a push on her. She's been there, she's done it, she's been light, crazily light. I don't know how she physically ever made it
No,
when
I
you see
don't.
how tall and big Terry actually is. Um, but she's a professional, and she knows what she's doing, and she listens to a nutritionist, and she eats well, and she trains hard. Anything is possible, but she's only just sort of got to this weight, so give her a chance to do well at that weight.
Exactly. Well, I'm looking forward to that fight, and I think that one's going to be quite explosive. Actually, I don't think either of them are going to back down in that fight. I think
No.
Kate Taylor's fight might be slightly different. I think that might go a little bit further, but I think this one's going to be quick either way.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah.
Well, I think I, I think it will go to points, and I think Terry will get the decision, purely because the experience of Cecilia and the heart of Cecilia, and I just don't see her getting stopped, because she still wants it. Saying that, Terry is a great fighter and good puncher, so all it takes is one shot, isn't it? So we'll see what happens. I'm excited, but I just see it, both of them going to points.
Okay. And there's one more female fight on the card. Macy Rose Courtney. Um, Great girl, real good personality, works really hard. She punches like Conor Benn. Honestly, the similarities very, very much a Tony Sims fighter. Um,
Yeah.
she's got a little step up as well, and she was just so looking forward to it. But she had it's quite ironic actually because she was a floater in her debut on
I
Katie's
know.
and ended up being the co-main
Imagine
event.
that happening. Yeah,
And now
crazy.
she's on the biggest female card probably in Ireland for a long, long time, and she's looking forward to that. I think my point is there are lots and lots of opportunities now for younger female boxers coming up, and it's so good to see them on these big cards, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It just goes to show where the sport's going.
Yeah,
And it will continue to. There's a lot more want now for women's fights on these cards, because, like you say, they fight against tough opponents because they want to get to the top as quick as they can. So they're always going to be explosive fights. They're always going to be exciting. They're always going to be entertaining. So yeah, just the opportunities coming through are great, and you can really see now how inspiring it is for the next sort of crop, the younger crop of female boxers coming through. Young girls,
yeah,
um, that have role models now that are more, in the mainstream.
yeah. I mean, women's boxing really is now on every single fight card. And that, that's only happened in the last 24 months. You used to get one every 3 or 4 fight cards. Now, in the last 24 months, the main sort of 3 promoters or 4 promoters, Matchroom, obviously Boxer, obviously Frank Warren, and also the Wasserman guys, they're all heavily investing in females boxing, aren't they? And it's so good to see that. I think the sport in that side of things is gonna progress, and the money's gonna get better, the opportunities are gonna get better. Um, I think I'm quite excited for the next 24 months as well because seeing how much it's grown in 24 months, now there's more money and momentum behind it. I mean, it could go anywhere, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And like you say, there's more females on loads of the cards now, pretty
Yeah,
much all of them. Um, which just goes to show even the numbers that are up, and there's more,
yeah,
there's more women, there's more opportunities available, there's more competition. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see where it goes in another year, 2 year, 3 years. Um, and it's just one of them. It's just going to get bigger. Right now it's all the history making part of it,
yeah.
because there hasn't been the opportunity for it to grow like there has with the men's. The men's have a lot less opportunity to start breaking boundaries and creating history, whereas it's there for the taking at the moment with the women to really pave the way.
Be part of history early on.
Yeah.
Now, listen, talking of progression, what are you up to, young lady? Because you must be due to do something good. You're a title holder. There must be another step up that you're looking at. What's happening with you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So just waiting on the next fight date at the moment. We've got some, big things in the pipeline for this next fight. So
Sounds
it's all
good.
been, yeah, so it's all been discussed, and hopefully we'll get pen to paper with it soon. And yeah, it'll be big. It'll be an exciting match. I'm really looking forward to.
I'm looking at the
So
smile on your
yeah,
face and saying,
yeah,
you can't
it'll be
tell
a
me
good.
something.
Yeah, not until it's done deal. But yeah, hopefully it gets over the line and it'll be a big fight. It'll be a big step up, and I'm really excited because that's the kind of thing that I want, and another step in the right direction. So yeah, I'm just waiting on the deal to be done and the date to be announced.
So hopefully a Queensberry show with maybe a co-headline or even a headline.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I mean, I might push for a little headline show. Why not?
You'll have to
Just at York Hall, but
give
that'd be
Uncle
enough for
Frank a
me.
nudge.
It, it should be big enough for that. So I wouldn't see why not. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll see what they're thinking, and
Yeah,
yeah, it'll be exciting. It'll be big news.
good. Well, I'm pleased for you because you're working hard, and like you said, the last couple of fights you've really learned an awful lot. You've progressed massively. We're big fans of your fights and yourself, and the way that you go about how learning. I guess it's good to see. It's been done the right way. You're not rushing things, which is a lot of people do when they've got opportunity, but you seem to be taking the right path. Working well with Wes's company, isn't it? What's it called? New company?
My mate,
My
my
mate.
mate management. Yeah, that's
Yes.
it.
How's he doing
Yeah.
with that? 'Cause he started that up now to help, hasn't he?
Yeah, so started up to help just get those sort of sponsorship deals through the line, and boxing's a short career and you want to get make as much as you can and make your living and make life as easy as possible as
Yeah.
a fighter, and that's exactly what we've done. You get people who say, "Oh yeah, I can get you this sponsorship, that sponsorship," and then nothing ever comes through. So we thought we would just do it ourselves then, and actually create something which we could build,
Yeah.
and take to like the next level. And that's sort of what we started, and obviously started on with me, and we've been in talks with other people, and not just boxers or athletes, but in a range of different fields to work with. And yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes as well. But yeah, got a few sponsorship deals over the line for me, just um annual ones or fight sponsorships, and that's exactly what you need as a fighter. And
Of course. Yeah.
I like having a good relationship with my sponsors too. I don't want someone to feel like I'm just chuck me a lump of money and then see you later. If someone wants to come on board as a sponsor, I want them to be on board for the long run. And a lot of my sponsors that I've got now, I've had since the very beginning, and they're the people that were there for me at the very start, and they're the people that I want to be there at the end as well.
Give him a
So
plug.
that's also
Give him a
that's
shameless
also
plug.
important for me. So HG Matthews, they were the first sponsor I got on board when I sort of left GB and decided I was turning professional. So
Yeah.
they were with me even before I uh, got a management contract or my pro license. So
So
they
they
really
looked
supported
after you.
me. Yeah, and Core Group as well. They were there from the start. So those two are the main ones, and then yeah, just my sort of sports, my massage, my masseuse. She was there with me from the start as well. So those three really, and yeah, it's just built since then. And now we're getting a few bigger ones on board now with my profile growing and what I'm doing in the
Yeah.
sport. And hopefully we'll just continue to do that. And like I say, it's just building that good relationship. So I can speak to my sponsors. I can tell them how I'm doing. I could go and visit them wherever they're based and stuff like that. And that's what is important to me. I don't want it just to be like a business transaction.
So it sounds like my mate is calling it my mate management.
Yeah,
Yeah. It sounds like you're kind of dealing with quality, not quantity. And
yeah,
and I'm assuming that anyone watching this that's in the field or in other fields could come and speak to you guys and get some advice and maybe some help and possibly sponsorships.
yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why we started it. At first it was for me, and then people that we know within the sport who also are looking for sponsorships or need things, or they need to pay their medicals and stuff like that because things are expensive in boxing. That's why we wanted to do it. We wanted to help those people as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We've only just started and it's growing, but we'll get there, and we've got some good deals across the line already in our short time. So it's exciting to see where that can grow, and it's also thinking about after boxing. Because boxing's
Yeah.
not exactly the longest career. Like, what are the things you're going to do after boxing? So just trying to set those things up now.
Well done, and wish you luck with that. It's Wes is a good guy as well, and I hope
Yeah,
that you both do very well with that, because it's
yeah,
to have knowledge from the other side to help that kind of money aspect. People don't understand that sponsors don't really get anything other than being
yeah.
associated with you out of it.
Yeah,
there's
they do
nothing.
it for the love of the sport,
Exactly.
for the love of the personality that they're sponsoring, things like
Sure.
that. Yeah, so you know, generally you get that little bit of advertising, but you probably don't make back what
Yeah.
you put out.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just understanding that, and like I say, getting those good people on board that just do it for the love of it and stuff. Like you say, it's more to me, it's more than a business transaction. It's got to be, some
Yeah.
personal bit in their good
Personal
relationship.
interaction.
Yeah,
So listen, historic week in Dublin, massive card, and not just the females. Of course, there's a really big card. We were speaking to Sky Nicholson. Actually, she's over there. She was saying she was so inspired by the whole card. There's opportunities for everybody there. A lot of good fights, and just a great occasion. And it's just nice to see that the promoters are now not taking a chance on some of the youngsters or some of the up and coming boxers, but they're including them in such historic events as this. It's great, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. There are not many massive shows like that are held in Ireland and those places. It's always the US and the UK, really. So to be able to open it up somewhere new, give those local fighters an opportunity to get on a big stage and in front of a bigger audience is also important.
Yeah.
In growing the sport, like you're saying, not just for the females, for the males as well. And really, I think it's something that, promoters should look at doing more often with their shows in those areas where's the local talent.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll keep our fingers crossed that it's a fantastic night. We've only got a few minutes
I'm
left.
sure it will be.
I'm going to ask you for some predictions, Miss Chapman.
Okay.
So we've got to go with your stablemate, I guess. Is managed by the
Yeah.
same person, of course, Terry Harper. How's she going
Yeah.
to?
I think points decision, unanimous win for Terry. I think
Okay.
she'll just show her class through. I think Cecilia, as much as she was a great, she's kind of on the other end of her career now.
Okay. And of course, the big one, Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron. Give us your prediction.
Um, I do think Katie Taylor's gonna win it on the points. I kind of feel like if anyone's gonna stop her, it'll be Chantel. Um, but I think Katie's just too quick for Chantel, although she's gonna be trying her best. I just think Katie's gonna have, home advantage as well. Uh, and just the speed on Chantel. I think Katie's gonna win it on a points decision.
Okay, so you're going for Katie Taylor. I think
Yeah.
it could go either way this fight. They are
Yeah.
so
Yeah. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. At first I was thinking Chantel probably could win it, but I think if I'm being like a realistic head on my shoulders, I think
yeah,
it will be Katie. I do feel like if someone's gonna get the win over her, it will be Chantel. But from what I've seen, I just think Katie's too quick on her feet. Her hands are too quick. Um,
yeah,
but she does get drawn into a fight, and I think with that kind of atmosphere in the crowd, and she'll probably get drawn in, and I think that plays into Chantel's favour.
yeah.
So it's interesting. It could go the other way. I think I do feel like Chantel would have to win it on a landslide to get a points decision in
Yeah.
her hometown, um, or stop her. To be fair, if it's close, I think Katie will be winning it. Um, so yeah, I'll go with Katie. Katie win.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? This time tomorrow, it'll all be
Yep,
kicking off.
exciting.
It's we'll be sat there and enjoying
Yeah,
getting the card. I think we're going to go in first. I think Macy Rose is kicking off the show.
yeah,
We're going to go and watch Macy. I think she's going to come through her test very well, and
yeah,
it's going to be great. And it's been so nice speaking to you.
yeah. Great to catch up.
We will keep
It's
our
been a
fingers
while.
crossed that your big news
That's
comes off.
it. Yeah, hopefully it'll be out in a few weeks' time, the news. So we'll see.
And you've had a bit just before we go. You had a little holiday, haven't you? You're looking all brown.
Yes, yeah. I after my fight, I was quite busy afterwards, did a few media bits and stuff like that, and sort of got back in the gym. And we kind of knew my fight date would probably be more summertime, July, August. So I was like, well, now's the chance, now's the time. I've got a chance. I'll just go and actually have a relaxing week, because that was one thing I didn't do after my last fight, as I didn't really get away, and I really felt like I needed to just
Yeah,
lay my head, just relax, not do anything crazy, just eat nice food and enjoy the sunshine. So that's exactly what I did, and
good
feel
for
a
you.
lot better, a lot better for it if I'm getting away for a little bit.
Well, listen, we wish you the best with all that. We hope it comes off. We look forward to hearing that news when it comes out, and hopefully we'll all enjoy Saturday night. Raven, so
Yeah.
nice to speak to you, and thank you very much.